All right, so we're back. You're ready to dive deep. This time, we're tackling MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, we're taking this YouTube video as our guide, and, well, let's just say, get ready to question everything you thought you knew about getting rich.
Sounds like it's going to be a wild ride.
Buckle up, because we're ditching the traditional get-rich-slow approach.
You know, it's funny how DeMarco just comes right out and challenges all those financial tropes.
He doesn't hold back. He even uses this analogy, Big Daddy Who.
Ah, yes, the 22-year-old millionaire.
Supposedly got rich through, like, mutual funds and 401ks.
Right.
You know, the whole slow and steady thing.
It's a brilliant way to expose the flaws in that get-rich-slow thinking, though.
Yeah, totally.
It's not even just about the age, it's the lack of control you have.
I see what you mean.
You're relying on things like the market doing well, job security.
All those things that are really outside your control.
Exactly. It's like you're on this train, hoping it'll take you to wealth.
But you can't control the speed or even where it's going.
And DeMarco really brings this point home with his own story.
Yeah, talk about a wild ride. From college grad to business degrees to struggling with dead-end jobs and debt.
It really shows you that this fast lane thing, it's not just some theory he came up with.
Right, he lived it. It's kind of fascinating, kind of crazy.
It's raw, it's honest. Shows you the emotional toll that this slow lane can take on you.
Totally. Not just about the numbers, it's that feeling of being stuck.
Yeah, like you're putting in the time, the energy.
But you're not seeing the results you were promised.
You're running on that hamster wheel, but going nowhere.
It's like being stuck in a blizzard.
Oh. Like DeMarco driving that limo in Chicago.
Exactly. That's the turning point.
A real aha moment.
It's that feeling of, you know, I've got to get out of this. I need to change.
And that's when he decides to pack up and head to Phoenix. Right.
A fresh start.
And it's funny, you might think, well, easy for him to say, the internet was booming.
Right place, right time, right?
But this was like the very beginning of the internet. It was uncharted territory.
No, true. He had this web directory idea.
From his limo driving days.
Yeah, basically building it from scratch, learning as he went.
That's a huge takeaway right there. The willingness to hustle, to adapt.
He didn't have all the answers, just jumped in.
Embrace the uncertainty, even designed websites for clients.
$1,100 in 3 days. Not bad.
Talk about a quick win. Shows you don't need to have it all figured out to start.
But then he makes a pretty interesting move.
Goes from selling ad space to selling leads.
Which, at the time, that was groundbreaking.
Huge risk.
Could have flopped big time.
But he saw the potential there, providing real value.
Connecting businesses with customers, solving a real problem.
It wasn't just about making a quick buck.
After an initial dip, his revenue just skyrocketed.
That calculated risk, it paid off.
Okay, so now he's got this successful website, generating leads, and bam, he gets an offer to sell.
For $1.2 million.
At the height of the dot-com bubble, a millionaire. End of story.
Not quite.
Rides off into the sunset.
Well, this is where financial management comes in.
Long-term perspective.
He admits to making some bad investment decisions.
And then the tech bubble bursts.
He ends up with a lot less than that initial windfall.
Reality check for sure, even with rapid success.
You need to handle your finances wisely.
But here's the remarkable part. He doesn't let this defeat him.
He buys back his failing website.
Determined to prove it wasn't just luck.
Yeah, he buys it back not just for the money, you know, to prove a point.
That it wasn't a fluke.
Exactly.
He doubles down on what works, focuses on automation, streamlining those processes.
Building a system that, well, it generates income without him having to work 24/7.
So it's about building a business that works for you, not the other way around.
Right. Planting that seed.
That grows into a money tree.
Provides shade and sustenance.
Without needing constant care.
That's passive income, a core principle of the fast lane.
Creating a system that generates wealth, even when you're not actively working.
But DeMarco's definition of wealth, it goes beyond just dollar signs.
So it's not just about the size of your bank account.
He distinguishes between slow lane and fast lane millionaires.
Interesting.
It's about control, impact, and freedom.
You know, you can have all the money in the world.
But if you're chained to a job you hate, stressed about investments, are you truly wealthy?
That's a good point.
And DeMarco argues that those who build wealth rapidly through entrepreneurship, they often have a different mindset.
Compared to those who accumulate wealth through the traditional slow lane.
He calls it the fast lane mindset.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What exactly does that entail?
Well, for one, he challenges the view of debt.
Oh.
Instead of avoiding it at all costs.
Like we're always told to do.
He suggests it can be a powerful tool.
Wait, debt as a tool?
Yeah,
That's kind of counterintuitive to everything we've been taught.
that's DeMarco for you, challenging the status quo.
But he's not saying go out and borrow recklessly, right?
Yeah, it's about leveraging debt strategically.
Using it to, what, accelerate your progress?
Like a business taking out a loan to expand.
Okay, I see the distinction. So what else is part of this fast lane mindset?
Recognizing time as your most valuable asset.
Okay.
Continuous learning, adaptability, and a focus on providing value.
Value to a large audience.
Contrasting with the Slowlane's emphasis on, frugality, job security.
Delaying gratification.
It's about shifting your perspective.
From playing it safe to embracing calculated risks.
Focusing on impact.
So which of these mindsets resonates most with you? DeMarco really wants you to think critically about your own beliefs about money and wealth creation.
Yeah.
But how do you find these fast lane opportunities?
He provides a framework, the 5 fast lane commandments.
Oh,
Think of them as filters to separate the promising paths from dead ends.
all right, lay it on me.
Need, entry, control, scale, and time.
Okay, let's break those down. Need seems pretty straightforward.
Solving a real problem, right?
Yeah, if there's no need, your business is on shaky ground.
Exactly. The second is entry, barriers to entry in your market.
The lower the barrier, the more competition.
Makes it harder to stand out.
So if anyone can easily jump in, it's tougher to build a successful business quickly.
Then there's control, having autonomy over your business.
Not being at the mercy of someone else's decisions.
Whether it's a boss, an investor, or market forces.
Being the captain of your ship? I like that. What about scale?
Crucial. Businesses with limited scalability, those that require constant involvement, well,
You're stuck trading time for money.
even if you're making good money, if it doesn't scale, it defeats the purpose.
And lastly, time, right?
The fast lane is about building a business that doesn't require you to trade every hour for income.
Ties back into passive income.
Creating a system that works for you even when you're not.
So those are the 5 commandments, solid guidelines. But DeMarco's book, it's not just practical strategies.
No, it's also about mindset.
He goes deep into the psychology of wealth creation.
He talks about the windshield effect.
Windshield effect, what's that?
It's how our past experiences, our beliefs, can limit our vision. Oh, I see.
Prevent us from seeing new opportunities.
You're so focused on what's right in front of you, you miss the bigger picture.
It's about expanding your perspective,
Being open to possibilities you might have dismissed before.
challenging your assumptions.
Seeing things from a different angle,
He also emphasizes taking responsibility for our choices.
both big and small.
He introduces this concept of treasonous choices.
Treasonous choices. Wow, that's a powerful phrase.
Actions that derail our lives, lead us down paths we never intended,
It makes you think about those decisions that seem small.
but have a huge impact down the road.
It's a reminder that every choice has consequences.
DeMarco urges us to be mindful.
To make decisions that align with our long-term goals.
But how do we actually make better choices?
Are there any tools, strategies he recommends?
He offers tools like the worst-case consequence analysis,
Okay.
the weighted average decision matrix.
So you can assess risks, weigh different options.
Make more informed decisions.
It's about being strategic, not just reacting emotionally. DeMarco's emphasis on storytelling in business, that really resonated with me.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with business?
Facts tell, but stories sell.
People connect with narratives.
They remember stories.
It's like those commercials, those mini
They
stories.
stick with you.
DeMarco emphasizes being unconventional in your marketing,
Finding creative ways to stand out.
grabbing people's attention.
He uses a chess analogy to illustrate the different pieces.
Love that analogy. It's not just about one move, it's thinking several steps ahead.
Considering all the elements that contribute to success.
He even talks about the power of polarization in marketing,
Using examples like political campaigns, sports rivalries.
tapping into people's emotions, beliefs.
It can be incredibly effective.
It's like those brands that take a stand on controversial issues.
Risky, but effective.
Sometimes playing it safe is the riskiest move.
Now, running a successful fast lane business, it requires focus.
Dedication.
DeMarco acknowledges this. He talks about choosing monogamy over polygamy. Don't spread yourself too thin.
Focus on one core business idea,
Until it's thriving.
then move on to other ventures.
He suggests setting up a decision-making journal.
To track your choices, the outcomes.
Learn from your mistakes.
It's like having a record of your thought process so you can see what worked, what didn't.
Exactly. He also discusses having an exit strategy.
Not just building a successful company, but knowing when to step away,
It's like having a plan, not just for the start, but for the whole journey.
including the destination. That makes a lot of sense. Any other key points from the book that stood out to you?
DeMarco talks a lot about the money system,
Oh, yeah.
a way to make your money work for you through investments and passive income streams.
Okay, I've heard that before, but what does it actually mean? Like, practically speaking.
Shifting your mindset from consumer to producer,
Okay.
from someone who borrows money to someone who lends it.
So having your money generate more money for you.
Exactly. It's not just about earning a high income.
It's about what you do with that income.
Using it to create assets that produce passive income.
Investments, dividends, interest, that kind of thing.
Precisely. And he even highlights how saving can be the start.
Saving.
Yeah, like saving $1 if you shift your mindset.
How so?
He calls those saved and invested dollars your freedom fighters.
Freedom fighters. I like that. Working tirelessly to generate more wealth.
So where do you start building this money system?
Yeah. Does DeMarco give any specifics?
He talks about structuring your business for financial efficiency.
Oh.
Owning your own vehicle, which basically means incorporating.
Incorporating. Why is that so important?
It limits your personal liability.
Protects your assets.
Allows you to pay yourself first, maximizing tax advantages.
Choosing the right structure can make a big difference.
He also stresses building a strong team
Accountant, attorney,
to help you navigate the complexities.
trusted advisors.
And DeMarco also talks about managing employees.
Especially when it comes to customer service.
He argues that a company's customer service philosophy should be ingrained in every employee.
From the top down.
It's like that saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
One bad customer service experience can ruin everything.
Your employees are the face of your business.
Their interactions can make or break you.
And speaking of brands, DeMarco talks a lot about building a strong brand.
One that resonates with customers.
Businesses survive, but brands thrive.
Brands create loyalty.
Allow you to charge premium prices.
It's not just about what you sell, it's how you sell it.
The story, the emotions, the image.
He encourages readers to develop a unique selling proposition.
What makes your product or service different?
So you need a strong brand, a great product, and a team you can trust. But building a Fastlane business, it's not easy, right?
DeMarco doesn't sugarcoat it. He acknowledges the risks.
The sacrifices, the setbacks,
But he also emphasizes the reward.
the freedom, the control, the fulfillment.
Being your own boss, setting your own hours.
Creating something you're passionate about,
He reminds us that building wealth is a process.
not a one-time event.
It requires a shift in mindset, commitment, and focus.
So it's not about finding some magic formula,
The fast lane is a philosophy.
a way of thinking, of approaching wealth creation.
What was your biggest takeaway?
For me, it was this. The fast lane isn't just about becoming rich,
It's about becoming free.
reclaiming control of your time, your choices, your life.
That's the heart of what DeMarco is trying to say.
It's not just about the money, it's about the freedom that comes with it.
The fast lane empowers you to take ownership of your financial destiny.
Break free from the constraints of traditional employment.
Build a life of purpose, impact, and abundance.
Well, there you have it. That was our deep dive into MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane.
We covered a lot, from challenging conventional wisdom to exploring the mindset shifts, strategies, and steps you can take.
Remember, the Fastlane is not one size fits all.
It's a framework you can adapt and apply to your own situation.
As always, we encourage you to dig deeper, explore the source material, and most importantly, take action. What's one small step you can take today to shift your mindset or explore a potential Fastlane path? Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.